All right, so Candace Owens popped up again. Okay, so she was talking about feminism leading to male absence, and we said we'd holler at her, see what she's talking about here. All right, let's see.
Absence. It encourages it because it's become toxic. They use terms like toxic masculinity, right? And I say to myself, all of their examples, the idea of what it means to be a man now is toxic. They think, oh, this is a man. Masculinity is wrong. There's something inherently wrong with being a masculine man. And to me, I always say that it was toxic masculinity that saved me. You know, I had a healthy fear of my grandfather. Nobody played around with my grandfather. We still don't play around with my grandfather, you know, and it's just, there's a certain level of respect when you're in his home. There are rules. And because I had that healthy fear, I was, I guess, more responsive to that sort of authority when I had to go out in real life. You know, I believed in structure. And yet this version of feminism today, we have women that are basically promoting men should act like women, right? And women should act like men. There's all of this confusion. You can pick your gender, you can do what you want. And ultimately, what I think it's doing is feeding into this idea of a breakdown of the family. Modern feminism encourages male absence.
Okay. All right, so that's all of it. All right, so wow. So what y'all think about that one?
Before I answer, can you break down what she's saying? Modern feminism, meaning like it's bad. Is feminine? What does, I guess the term, like, what is feminism in the most genuine and positive sense? That's the one thing I've never understood all these years.
Yeah, so my understanding on it, you know, so feminism, you know, now as far as like I know, I had a conversation with some black women um, online, and they were saying how feminism originally was like more about white women getting rights, and black women didn't have the rights that white women were going to get. And then we talk about feminism in terms of what she's talking about is like modern women. This whole conversation about modern women and feminism, and women wanting to take the role of men, in their opinion, like women being masculine like men and men being feminine like women. She's saying there's an agenda there with modern feminism. But that's what I got the take of it. What she's saying that it's gotten to a certain extreme where they're trying to demasculinize men, or is that even a word? I hope it is. If not, you know my
Demasculinization, something like that.
yeah. So I don't know. So I don't know. What do you guys? Do you guys think that's a thing? I know it's Candace Owens and people. You know, like I said, when I see Candace Owens, I'll be like, oh no,
What I say earlier,
like,
but
like that, like, but I think people make points. Even people who say crazy stuff make points sometimes. I'll ask you guys first. Man. What do y'all think? What do y'all think?
I mean, so this is the way I look at that whole speech or spiel that Candace that she gave. I have daughters, and I teach my daughters to be independent. My daughters know how to change oil, change brakes, change tires. But that's what that's about. But I also teach my daughters, hey, ain't nothing that you can't do.
All
I
right.
mean, I'm not gonna hold them back, and I give them the same game I give my boys. You know what I'm saying? Because I want them to be just as enlightened and have as much much knowledge as I can possibly give them. With that being said, do we have a shortage of actually real men? Yeah, that goes without saying.
Yeah.
Look at our society. A lot of our, especially in our society, black society, a lot of our men, they were raised by social media, especially younger men. They was raised by social media. They was raised by pop stars or entertainers, whatever you want to put them, and that they're giving them a falsehood of what it is to be a man. See, I mean, once again, I go back to the way I was raised. Now I came into this world in 1977. I've been on this earth for a little bit of time. With that being said, I know I came into the world. What's the best way to say it? I came into the world of don't ask, don't tell, where it wasn't cool to not be a man.
Okay.
So you had to be a man. But I have adapted over time and seeing that I can't hate a person for who they are, but it's not gonna keep me from teaching my boys what it is to be a man. I'm
Okay.
still gonna teach that. I'm still gonna try to keep that legacy going, that knowledge line going. To say this is what it is to be a man. I'm gonna teach them not. I'm also teaching them not to hate. I got a 23-year-old son too, who's out there in this world. What I'm saying? This, teaching him, hey, listen, it's cool to be a player now, but no, that playing days get old when you get played and you get hurt. Now,
Yeah.
to add her additional statement about it tearing apart homes. So, a too strong of a woman pushes a weak man away. That's basically what I'm taking out. A strong woman will push a weak man away. You
Mhm.
got to be an equal yoke. You got to be the yin to the yang.
Right.
It's literally a 50-50 deal. Now, that 50-50 deal is a mythical number because at some point in time it's going to be 70-30. Sometimes it's going to be 60-40, give or take. It's never going to be a true 50-50. It's going to be some kind of variation of that. But you got to be an equal yoke. You can't get no soft ass dude with a strong ass woman because
Never
I
gonna work.
promise you, never going to work. But you can't get no Ike Turner, no abusive ass strong dude with a passive woman because eventually that's going to break. She's not going to meet his standards, and he's going to take advantage of that by stepping out and doing what he want to do.
Yeah. Yeah. What you think, Willis?
I think to piggyback on what he said, it's never going to be even 50-50. It's going to be 70-30. But also, I think people got to realize what works for you works for you.
Right.
What works for somebody else works for somebody else.
Right.
We got to quit comparing our lives and relationships and successes and failures to how somebody else is living at a certain age. Like, that's so long for me. I'm talking about professionally, relationship wise. I was like, you got by the time I turn 25, I'm gonna do this. By the time I'm 30, and then I'm like, I didn't hit the milestone. So I'm like, yo, what the heck is going on? But it's like I'm like 35 by the time I realize, yo, I'm good. I did
Right.
what I did. I do what I do. I'm on the path I'm going to be on. You know what I mean? But
Right.
specifically, as far as I think all three of us, we're of that generation, like you said, that we understood. Like we were raised like be a man. Boys don't cry. Quit
Yeah.
being forgive the language, being a sissy, whatever like that.
Right.
We can say stuff was said to us. We said stuff that, hey, you counsel today if you even think that.
It's over, bro. It's
But
over.
we already know we were raised in such. But as you said, we've adapted because it's a difference between being a man and handling your business and then hating somebody else because they not like you.
Yeah.
Like reach one, teach one. If you see, if you think something, talk to the brother. I love when people younger, older, educate me. Let me know if I'm
Yeah.
messing up. Let me know. I have no
Yeah.
ego if I know I'm wrong, and
And,
that's
and,
the
and, I,
thing.
and I think it's
People,
something we lost, man. We don't do that anymore.
yeah, and
No,
that's
we
the
don't.
thing. People, the attitudes come out like you can't tell me nothing because they know they wrong, but now the ego hurt and bruised, so they got to puff their chest up a little bit. Man, I'm a grown man. You can't tell me nothing.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
so each reach out to the brother, help him out, talk to him, and at that point, if they don't want to listen, hey,
Yeah. I learned a long time ago you can't save everybody. I think my whole take on this particular thing is, you know, I believe in manhood. I believe, I believe I feel like I'm a manly man. I like, things that are stereotypically manly. But I don't look down on somebody who's not like me. I think relationship wise, man, like I say, I feel like relationships are like fingerprints, man. Everybody's got a different one, So if you trying to do what I do in mine, you might crash and burn. If I try to do what you do in yours, I think this YouTube sphere and this whole social media sphere has got people kind of jacked up. They try and look at this one formula, and be like this in your relationship. Everybody's kind of different, man. Everybody's different. Um, Toxic masculinity, I think it's a thing, but I do think it gets overplayed sometimes. You know, I think the way men have been has been, in some ways good, some ways not so much. You should never put your hands on a woman. I don't feel like I'm better than a woman. I feel like we complement each other. I do believe in roles. Okay, I believe in natural roles, but they're not set in stone, right? Like, so if somebody breaks into my house at night, you know, I'm grabbing the Glock and going and risking my life to see what's happening. I don't expect my wife to do it. That's not to say she can't, but that's not something that's expected, right? Everybody's got different roles. If somebody come in your house and you ain't got no food in there, they're gonna look at you. Uh, Knowing like they gonna look at you, they ain't gonna look at you like, damn, why y'all starving? What the hell? What the hell? Where your husband at? As somebody come in my house and it's nasty as hell, they can be like, oh, who's your wife? That's just kind of naturally how some things look. Now, not to say everything's set in stone. We all clean. We all can do, she can come out and do yard work and all that. But we do got little natural roles, though. I think sometimes we try to pretend that we don't, and that, everybody's exactly the same. We're different, but we complement each other. It comes together like this, though, So that's what I feel like, So I think as long as everybody has their role and fit in a relationship, whatever that is, as long as you get your fit, roll with it. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing.
For sure.
Be happy. If you try to look at everybody else, you about to be on.
About to be by yourself.
Might be in court somewhere talking to them.
50 and lonely.
I ain't trying to see them people. Man. I ain't trying to go back out on these streets. These streets look crazy.
Don't they?
Yes, sir. So shout out to my wife. I ain't going back in the streets.
No,